My name is Sherry Nicholson, and I am the founder and CEO of YaiPak Outreach. And YaiPak is an acronym for You Are Important People Administering Kindness. YaiPak Outreach has a mission to serve those that are dealing with a traumatic situation in their life. We get to walk into their darkness and bring hope in a situation that they're looking for resources, they're looking for a friend, they're looking for somebody that can help them with a hand up, not just a hand out. And so what we're able to do is walk into those veterans who have been homeless, who have thrown their hands up and said, I have the skills to survive, I don't know about my resources, I'm tired of the red tape. Whatever that looks like for them, especially through PTSD, we're able to get them reconnected to their resources, to their benefits, and partner with them as a friend to move them out of homelessness into housing. And once they're into that housing, we're able to help set up their home, get them off to a good start, and be a friend with them, making sure that they have the mental resources that they need, that they have the spiritual resources that they need if they're willing to meet with pastors or whatever that looks like, or getting plugged in somewhere like that, and those physical needs. Moving out of a tent and into a house, they don't have shower curtains and towels and pots and pans and dishes and all the things, and so we help get those items so it feels like a home. They want to stay there, and we're hearing stories of reconciliation and restoration with their family, because the first time they have a home that they can invite their grown children into, and it's their home and it feels like a home. And so we're hearing positive stories of that. We work with children in traumatic situations that are being pulled from homes, but not just being pulled from their homes because of abuse and drugs, but also trying to keep those families together through child advocacy. Sometimes those families just have a criteria they need to meet. Maybe they're very low income and they haven't been able to get new beds or beds at all, or whatever that looks like. We're able to meet those needs to keep those families together. But if those families aren't able to stay together, we are helping those foster families take care of the aspects of those needs for those children by new clothes, they get age-appropriate hygiene, age-appropriate toys, age-appropriate school supplies, whatever that looks like for our foster program. Our rebuild program, Rebuild Hope, is our disaster program. I grew up on the coast of Southeast Texas, right on the Louisiana-Texas border in swamp country. And so I knew what would happen to those small communities during a hurricane. We were the last ones to get supplies, and in some places we didn't even get the supplies. We had to find a way, if our cars weren't destroyed, to get to those places to get that supplies. So what we do, and unique to our program, is we start with those very small backwoods communities. We go into those little towns and we make sure that they have everything that they need. We're able to go in, like with Waverly, Tennessee, with Dawson Springs, Kentucky, with Russellville, Kentucky, after the tornadoes hit. A lot of attention didn't get brought to some of those small areas, but the need was tremendous. And we were able to show up on site. Locally, we're able to stay not just for the resources and recovery, but for the rebuild. Locally, we've been able to help with the restoration of about 479 homes. Last year alone, just our total impact outreach was 432,000 people that we were able to impact. We believe that's going to grow this year because of our overall projects and not just our community outreaches, where we go into a certain neighborhood and do back to school bashes or big Christmas projects, but also being able to go back into those devastated communities and offering supplies for a big Christmas party for those children to have Christmas, or whatever that looks like. So our impact starts within the hub of our community, Clarksville, Tennessee, Montgomery County. Take care of our schools, take care of our children, take care of our homeless, take care of our veterans. And then we're able to move outside of that into the region, into the state, and then across the borders of our country. So right now, the season that we're in, entering into the winter months, heater buddies are a really big deal right now. We not only for our elderly homeless who are the most vulnerable, we actually have seen an increase of families living in cars, families living in tents, elderly living in tents. So keeping them warm through the winter months is going to be a survival. That means the difference between life and death for our homeless, so that they don't freeze to death through the night. Heater buddies are a really big deal. Propane, the little 1-gallon tanks, are a really big deal. Good all weatherproof tents, those 3 to 5 man size tents. We just had to give a tent out day before yesterday to a woman in a wheelchair. All we had was a 3-man. She really needs a 5-man so that she can actually get in and out of the doors easy. And the elderly, they can't bend down and crawl through those little doors as much, so we need good tents. But also with disaster relief, we have families in eastern Kentucky right now where we're still on site. Those families don't have FEMA trailers and they're living in tents and they're going into the cold season with no power. We took them barbecue pits to be able to cook for their families until there's a solution for housing for them. And right now, the fire chief in that area has asked for heater buddies to help keep those families warm through the night. And so we're working on that even as we speak. So those kind of items to stay warm during those winter months are really important. We have our foster care program that we discussed. We are in huge need of boys size 6T to young men sizes, those little boys to the high schooler age. We need, I think those boys wear their clothes till they're threads, and so they just wear them out. Us girls, we always have more than enough clothes, but those boys and those young high schoolers, we really need those sizes from 6T to about 28, 30 waist size pants. We need good pants, blue jeans, joggers, and shirts for those age groups of those little boys to high schoolers, and good shoes that they feel good wearing and that it's not a hand-me-down, so there's not a lot of peer pressure. And so that's another big need in that area. For our Patriot Project, we need queen-size sheets desperately. We have the beds that we're able to provide, but we need queen sheets and full-size sheets. We have a ton of twin sheets. We do beds for our foster children or those domestic violence victims. We do a lot of twin beds for that. We have a ton of twin sheets, but for the queen size and full size, we need those size sheets right now. That's a really big need right now. So we would love if you would please come out to the Sango Planters Bank, and it's there you can drop off your donations, and we're super excited about that. You'll see a list coming up in the link, and we would love for you to be a part. So come out to the Planters at Sango.